In this situation, I'm going to rotate this rectangle, and I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees counterclockwise. So in this case, I'm moving in the opposite direction to the way a clock travels, sort of reversing time in some ways, and I'm traveling 180 degrees. So 180 degrees counterclockwise. Now, when I look at my protractor, I realize that 180 degrees is an exact half circle turn from where I start, right? If I start at 0, I travel past 90 and all the way down to 180. That should give me a clue about what I'm going to get into here. So what I want to happen first is I want to pick a point on my shape, and let's call this shape, let's say S, M, R, T. Okay, and I'm going to start with my closest point. In this case, it's R. So I'm going to draw a line from R to our origin point. That's where I'm rotating about the origin, right there. Now, pretty simple from here. I need to pay attention to two things. I need to pay attention to the angle of my line as I rotate out, and I need to pay attention to how far I've traveled to get to my origin point. In this case, I've traveled over 1 square and down 3. I can keep that in mind to help me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to travel in a 180 degree line, which hopefully we remember is a completely straight line. So first I'm going to make a mark so that I can keep a completely straight line. And then I've got to make sure I travel the same distance. Once again, I can either measure it, so measuring with this ruler, I notice it's about 32 millimeters, 33 millimeters, or I can simply use my grid paper and say I've traveled 1 line in and 3 lines down, and I can do the exact same distance here. 1 line in, 3 lines down, and here I have point R prime, first point on the shape. For some of us, I probably have already done enough that you can figure out how to plot the rest of the shape, but I think it'll be easier if I do one more. So let's do one more. I'm going to do T. So once again, I'm drawing a nice straight line from T to the origin point. And in this case, I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the origin point, and 1, 2, 3 down to the origin point. So again, I'm going to use my protractor. I'm going to make sure I have a nice straight 180 degree angle, like that. And I'm going to measure my line because it's a little harder to see here. It's almost exactly 5 centimeters, so I'm going to measure that out. Make sure I have it done correctly. And I'm pretty much going to be traveling to this point right here. 5 centimeters. I think my angle was off a little bit there, but not too bad. And that point is going to be point T prime. As I can see in this shape, R and T are connected with a line segment, so I know that R prime and T prime are also going to be connected. And probably right now I can see which way I need to go, but I'm going to just do one more point because people may get confused about which side of the line these two are supposed to be on. So let's do one more. Let's do S. Now S can be a little tricky sometimes because I kind of have to go through my shape, but it's okay. It works. You can plot it out without too much trouble. Okay, there it is. S is approximately 6.5 centimeters from my origin point. So keeping a nice straight 180 degree angle. Make sure I've got it as accurate as possible. And here it is. It'll come out somewhere over here. And I'm going to travel along this line about 6.5 centimeters, which will bring me right to about here. And there I have point S prime, which I can see S connects to T, so S prime should connect to T prime. And at this point, I think you guys are all probably safe. We can see that R and M connect, so M prime will be right here. I can connect those two safely and finish off my rectangle. Okay. What we can see is that I've traveled 180 degrees in this direction. Okay, and if you look, it's almost the exact sort of half of my protractor. Okay, it's traveled in this direction, and here is my image.